Hey everyone, welcome to my channel, and to my subscribers, welcome back and thank you for your support. I'm Jay and this is From the Ashes Firearms Training. Stick around, we've got another training video coming at you. Be ready, train smart. Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of training at the range. Yeah. Anyway, we're going to do another training episode. This one's going to be about draw stroke. So I'm going to teach you guys a 3 count on drawing your pistol from either concealment, open, appendix carry, side carry. It really doesn't matter how you guys are carrying. This 3 count process will work no matter what, with slight few changes here and there, but if you follow the same process, same 3 counts, you guys will see that you'll be able to bring your firearm up in front of you, have sight alignment pretty much every time right away, and be able to make just a slight adjustment to get sight picture and send that first round off. All right, so without delay, let's jump right into it. So I'm going to be teaching you guys today from concealment. Obviously, that's how I carry most of the time, so I practice from concealment. So our first step is going to be getting our primary grip, getting our purchase onto our firearm. Okay, so because I carry concealed, we're going to add just one little step to that first count. So 1 is going to be defeat garment and get purchase on the firearm. Okay, as far as defeating garment goes, there's a couple different ways you can do it. I'm going to teach you the way I like to do it. I think it works best for all types of garment, heavy or light, t-shirts, whatever. And it's important to make sure that you guys only have 1 layer of clothing between you and your firearm. So if I was going to take this sweatshirt off, I would untuck my underneath shirt over my firearm, take the sweatshirt off, and then I'd have that 1 layer. If I go to put the sweatshirt back on, I'm going to want to tuck that t-shirt back in behind my firearm, so it's just the 1 layer between me and my firearm. All right, so count 1, step 1 is going to be defeat garment and get purchase on your firearm. The way I like to defeat garment to start off with is I call it the 5-finger grab. Right about where your rear sights are going to be on your firearm, and again, I carry appendix, I'm going to go ahead and grab a whole bunch of clothes here, as much as I can. So I'm going to bring my hand in, and I'm just going to go ahead and grab with all 5 fingers as much as I can. Then I'm going to take this and I'm going to pull it right up to my chin. Okay, that really gets the clothes out of the way. Anything that's left hanging is out of the way here, so that you can bring your master grip in and grab purchase onto the firearm. All right, in order to do that, what we're looking for is to get that primary grip. Okay, so 3 fingers underneath. You want your trigger finger outside of the frame of the gun, so that when you pull this out, your trigger finger is going to be on the outside of the gun, on the frame of the gun. And it's important that your thumb, you're not driving your thumb behind your firearm around the grip. Okay, that's super important. One of the biggest reasons why we carry concealed or have these fancy holsters and stuff is to be able to get this gun as close to our body as possible, so that we're not printing, right? So people can't see what we're carrying. So you should have that firearm nice and tight to your body anyway, so you're not going to really be able to get that thumb behind the gun. Okay, so that's a no-no. Let's try not to do that. What we want to do is go ahead and leave that thumb right on the back of the slide, okay, or just off to the outside, just like that. All right, our master grip, if you guys remember from watching my other videos on fundamentals, your master grip, your thumb should be flagged straight up anyway with your master grip, right? So this is my master grip. Just the way I pulled it out of my holster is the way that grip should be. You don't want to have to make any adjustments. If you go ahead and drive that thumb behind, what's going to end up happening is when you pull this out, now my grip is off, it's twisted. If you can see, I'm going to make an adjustment here. That's how my grip should have been. All right, so every time you drive that thumb in there, you're not going to be able to get that master grip on there the way you're supposed to, and you're going to come out with a crooked or shifted grip, which is going to ruin the rest of your shot, and you're going to end up making adjustments or not being in the right grip in the first place when you go ahead and take that first shot which means you're not going to be accurate. All right. So finger on the frame outside of the holster. You want to wrap those 3 fingers around, and that thumb wants to be right behind the slide, right on the back there. That way, when you do pull this out, you can simply just move your thumb into where it's supposed to be. Okay, so if I grab in my holster and then I pull out of the holster, I'm just going to move the thumb right to where it's supposed to be on the inside of the slide there, but my grip did not have to change. Okay, so that's count 1, step 1, defeat garment, master grip, and pull straight out, straight up. Okay, so step 1, garment up to the chin, master grip, pull straight out, straight up. All right, count 2 is real simple. We're going to release garment. We're going to take our master elbow here and we're just going to drop it to our side. All right, we're going to drive that elbow right into our ribs, right into our, what you call our mid-axillary line. Okay, if you drew a line from the center of your armpit straight down your body, splitting it in half. Okay, we want to drive that elbow right into that spot there. All right. The second part of step 2 is to take your secondary hand and run to catch up to your firearm. All right. And what we want to do is get this second knuckle here right underneath the trigger guard of the gun. All right. And we're going to put it right up against our master grip. All right. Just like this. That's step 2, right? So out of the holster, step 2 is release garment, drop your elbow right to your side, right to your ribs, and run to catch up with your second hand. And your secondary grip, you want to have a nice flat open hand. All right, we don't want to be gripping at this point. We want it to just be open. I like to call it a shield. I like old times. So when I teach this in my classes, this is my sword, this is my shield. Okay, so sword and shield together before we attack. All right, just a little something, maybe it helps you keep this hand open, because it's important that this hand stays open and flat in order to be correct in the next position here. All right, so step 1, defeat garment, purchase, come straight out. Step 2, drop that elbow to your ribs. All right, and you should see when you do that without moving your wrist, your gun is going to be in this position. All right, it's going to be in your work zone at this point, and it's going to be pretty much facing your target. If I was in my proper stance here, this is almost facing my target already in my work area. And then when I bring my secondary hand up, I'm ready for the last step, which is driving the firearm straight out, okay? Straight out, and we're rolling our secondary hand into our nice high grip that we talked about, okay? Driving straight out, rolling that secondary hand right into its position, and then dropping that other thumb. So you have that same grip every single time, which is important. So if you do these steps exactly the same way and you land in the same positions every single time, when you come up on step 3 and you roll that grip in, okay, when you come up in front of your face here, you should have sight alignment every single time, at least. There's a lot of practice that goes involved to be able to have sight alignment and sight picture as soon as you come up. But if you have sight alignment, it's real easy to make a very small adjustment to get sight picture and send that first round off. All right. And to make it even quicker for you guys, when you're rolling in to step 3 here, okay, as you're rolling in and you're driving that firearm straight out in front of you, you're going to be moving your trigger finger onto your trigger up to that wall. Okay? So drive straight out, step 3, driving straight out, rolling that secondary hand into position so you have your perfect grip now, rolling out. And as you're doing this, you're moving your trigger finger onto your trigger, and you're coming up to that wall. So the last thing you have to do in this position now is sight picture, because you should have sight alignment already. Sight picture, and then bang. All right? That's the 3 counts. Start from the beginning. Count 1 from concealment, defeat garment, purchase on your gun, your master grip. Okay, so count 1 looks like that. Okay, and don't forget to pull out. So count 1, defeat garment, master grip, pull straight out. Count 2, drop the elbow, and run to catch up with your secondary hand. Count 3, drive straight out, roll that secondary hand into position, move your finger to the trigger, and come up on that wall. All right, that takes a lot of trigger discipline. So when you guys are doing this at home, make sure that your gun is empty. There's no ammunition, okay? So that if you don't have good trigger discipline and you end up going past that wall, you're not gonna shoot, okay? All right, so let's take a look at it again. I'm gonna go slow here for you guys. It's not about being fast. If you practice this slow and the same way every single time, you'll see that you'll get rid of waste, which then creates being fast, right? Creates speed. We want to get rid of waste to create speed. We're not trying to be fast. We want to be consistent and efficient, which will then create speed, okay? So step number 1, defeat garment, straight out. Step 2, drop the elbow, bring the gun and your secondary hand to position here. Step 3, drive straight out, roll that hand into position, finger on the trigger, okay? Looks like that. Do it from the side here so you guys can see. Step 1, garment, straight out. 2, 3. All right, if you break it down into steps. All right, and you'll see once you practice these steps separately, slowly, methodically, you'll be able to eventually get a little bit quicker. All right, guys, so all this doesn't matter whether you're carrying concealed, open, appendix, side carry, doesn't matter, drop leg, whatever. If you follow the same process, all right, so for example, if you're carrying drop leg, we're gonna make purchase, we're gonna bring our hand up to our chest as if we were defeating garment, all right? Hand up to our chest, we're gonna draw straight up, we're gonna drop our elbow to our side and run to catch up, and then straight out, it's all the same, all right? If you're carrying concealed on the side or at your 4 or 5 o'clock, you have to add one extra piece in there. All right, concealed. What you want to do is take your primary hand and you're going to rake your shirt or clothing out of the way. You're going to take your secondary hand and then you're going to help it into your armpit, come straight down to your firearm, grab your purchase, and again, from here, it's the same exact thing. Straight up out of the holster, drop your elbow to your side, run to catch up with your secondary hand, and then drive straight forward. All right, guys? It's important too in that second step that when you're driving straight out, that you are actually, in fact, driving straight out and you're not doing any bowling stuff or fishing or bowling, okay? We're not fishing here. If you're fishing, what's gonna happen is your front sight is gonna come up above your vision and you're gonna lose it. And then at the last second, when you actually are able to see your front sight, is when you're out on target. You wanna be able to catch that front sight as early as possible so that when you do come out and have sight alignment, you're really close to sight picture as well, okay? If you lose your front sight, whether you're fishing or bowling, and you don't get that front sight until the very last second, now you have to make all these adjustments. You're not gonna have sight alignment, which means you won't have sight picture either, all right? So really important, guys, that you drive straight out on that step 2, roll that hand into position, finger on the trigger, make that small adjustment to get sight picture, and you guys will be all set. Be able to send that first round. Practice this at home, guys. This is one of those things that you don't really need to be at the range to practice, right? Dry fire, dry fire, dry fire. I can't stress enough how important dry fire is, especially the way everything is now. You can't find ammo. Conserve your ammo. dry fire practice everything you can, and then hit the range when you can, but use small amounts of ammo, because the only thing you need to practice at the range is recoil management, and then you can see how you're doing as far as accuracy goes, right? But you can practice everything else at home with dry fire. I hope this video helped you out, guys. We'll see you next time. Be ready, train smart.